Yo, what is good YouTube? Dubs here, back with another video, guys, and we have some more news, notes, highlights that I want to talk to you guys about Steelers day one of minicamp. Just a couple of updates I want to give you. This won't be the longest video in the world. There wasn't too much to talk about, but there are some things that I think Steelers fans need to know, and we'll get into that in just a second. However, before we jump into the video, I need you guys to do me a major favor and smash that like button. Let's see if we can get the video up to 500 likes. Once again, you guys has been killing it as a fan base, man, and I can tell already the Steelers have one of the biggest fan bases, if not the biggest fan base on YouTube. So continue to show some love, man. I appreciate you guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I will be covering the entirety of the NFL offseason, which includes the rest of minicamp, training camp, preseason, regular season. I got you guys covered with literally everything you need to know, so join the family if you haven't already done so. But without any further ado, let's jump into today's video. Now, one of the biggest things that I took away from some of the reporters and the coaching staff after their interviews was it doesn't look like there's going to be a holdout with Alex Highsmith. Now, that is amazing news. We go over to New York, and the Giants, looks like Saquon Barkley might not play at all this season. Never mind Alex Highsmith, who is a guy who, expects a new deal. He wants a new deal, but is still at practice. He is still working out like he is on a contract, which he's not. So credit to Alex Highsmith and the Steelers. They're talking. They're in good spirits. They're having good communication, because if they weren't, he wouldn't be here right now. So that's a positive sign for the Steelers going forward. Obviously, the Steelers want Alex Highsmith on this team for a very long time, but it seems like all the indications are pointing in the right direction. It seems like he will be, under contract by the start of training camp. We'll see if that actually happens or not. So that's something to keep your eye on. Another thing I want you guys to know is the Steelers actually just brought in two different linebackers, more importantly, inside linebackers, in for a workout. Now, during minicamp, they brought in two guys. Like I said, Jermaine Carter, a former Carolina Panther guy, and then you got former Chicago Bear Nick Kwiatkowski. I don't know if I said that right, but they brought in two middle linebackers here, in the minicamp to see if one of them can actually make the team going forward. Now, the importance behind this is we all know that the Steelers went out, they got rid of Devin Bush, they got rid of Miles Jack, and, they brought in a couple of new guys. You got Cole Holcomb, you got Elandon Roberts. Obviously, Cole Holcomb right now is not available to play. I think he's coming off a little bit of an injury. You also got Mark Robinson, who's really been breaking out. We'll talk a little bit more about him in a second. Then you got Tanner Muse and Chappelle Russell. Now, with that being said, that's four guys right now that are competing in camp. So, obviously, listen, it's not too much to read into, but these two guys, they want more depth. They want another guy who can, compete for a roster spot, and those two guys have experience. They can provide depth, competitiveness, and leadership. They've been in the league for a long time, so I think that is something to take note. They definitely want an inside linebacker, and I can even almost guarantee you that one of those, if not another guy at inside linebacker, may be signed within the next couple of days, just because without Cole Holcomb, they only have four linebackers that can compete for a job. Obviously, as a team, you want more competition to come in to make everyone compete at their highest level. So I'm not saying that they will, but I'm saying that it's a very strong possibility that the Steelers over the next couple of days go out and sign either one of those guys or another middle linebacker, inside linebacker, whoever it may be. I'm not too sure. Now, another thing I want to talk about is, Grady Brown, a cornerback coach, I believe, it was talking about, Patrick Peterson and what he brings to the team. And, Peterson actually brought him the idea that, hey, I can play anywhere. You could put me anywhere. I can play anywhere you want me to. I can be productive in that spot. So that's something that they've been, talking over, something that they've been experimenting with. You also have, Corey Trice and Joey Porter Jr., who have been looking really good. I'm not saying those guys are going to be day one starters, but they look extremely good. They can cover a lot of ground. They play very well in the deep ball. And that was an issue for the Steelers last season. So, listen, there's a lot of guys that they brought into this team that will only make them better. And it's kind of looking scary, in my opinion, for other teams, because, their biggest problem last year was defend the deep ball at times. And right now it seems like they've gotten, so much better. Now, another thing I want to talk about is Steelers defensive coordinator Terrell Austin said that Mark Robinson is, like we said earlier, he's one of the main backup linebackers. However, he has been breaking out, standing out over the last couple of weeks, but they're saying he's still a little bit of a work in progress. He's made a lot of big time strides. However, they hope that he can be a starter next season. Now, that is incredible news for the Pittsburgh Steelers fan base and the Steelers coaching staff in general. This is a 7th round pick of 2022, I believe, and now he's fighting for starting reps. Now, this is back-to-back seasons. You have 7th round picks come out here and make a name for themselves right away. Corey Trice, Mark Robinson are both guys who are fighting for starting jobs. That is incredible, and you got to give some applaud to the Steelers coaching staff and their front office. They're getting ballers in here. They're getting dogs in here. So obviously, right away, I got to give credit to them, man. They are finding great players all over the draft. And when I sit back and when I really look at the overall roster of this team, I really think that this is a playoff contender. And if they make the right strides, if Kenny Pickett can come out here in 2023 and improve a little bit and get a little bit better in terms of his progressions, in terms of his accuracy, in terms of his leadership, I think that this team could go very, very far. The wide receiver room looks incredible. You got Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Allen Robinson, Calvin Austin, all look like very good receivers. The offensive line looks very good as well. They brought in like four, maybe even 5 free agent offensive linemen, including Nate Herbig. You pick up LaRaven Clark. I think they picked up William Dunkel, who's looked good in rookie minicamp. We'll see how he does over here in the next few weeks. I think they picked up Jared Williams, I believe. Ryan McCollum. So they've done a lot of moves offensively to this offensive line. You also bring in Isaac Samalu from Philadelphia. You bring in Broderick Jones. You got Mason Cole, James Daniels. I mean, all over this team right now. They've got a lot of potential and a lot of guys who can help this team win. You look at the running back room, Najee Harris, Jalen Warren. Those guys look elite. And then you have a couple of guys fighting behind them. And then we all know how good the Steelers defense is, and it's going to just continue to be better. They brought in a couple of new starters, and actually a good amount of new starters. You got, Keanu Benton. You got Cole Holcomb. You got Landon Roberts, Patrick Peterson, Keanu Neal, Joey Porter, Shannon Sullivan. That right there is 7 new defensive starters for next season. And obviously, they think 90, 95, even maybe 100% of those guys are improvements from last year. And we all know how good they were last year defensively. So, man, I think, and they added Marcus Golden. I don't even know how they got him, but they did. Guys, the Steelers are in the middle of having one of the best off seasons that I've almost ever seen. Now, they need to continue to develop and get better, but right now, I think they had a home run offseason, and they're just going to continue to get better here over the next 2 weeks. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Today's video is brought to you by ProClass, the absolute best place for you to take your game to the highest level. It's the first of its kind sports training and development platform where you can reach your highest potential by learning from some of the best athletes on the entire planet. Some of these guys include Damian Lillard, De'Aaron Fox, Allen Iverson, DeMar DeRozan, and so many more. And I have some great news to you guys. If you guys go use my code MattyDubs, you'll get 50% off hundreds of training videos, workouts, and drills, and you can get in the lab right now. So go check it out. Go steal some of the secrets from some of the top players in the world right now. And if you are interested in developing your skills at any level, if you play in middle school, high school, college, or if your goal is just to be a better athlete, a better basketball player, this is where you need to go. Nobody else does this. Go check them out, and you can learn, develop your skills at a fast pace, high speed level. Click the link in the description for instant access to all of the secrets in the world. And remember, using code MattyDubs will get you 50% off right now, so don't miss out on this offer.